We're doing a second dive here in Apo Island, and with me are a guy from Lithuania. Is that did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
And this guy here that you see is our dive master. That's Keith. That's my wife Berna. And what's your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Paulus.
Paulus, right?
Paulus, yeah.
Paulus, yeah. Paulus just jumped out of the water. Just jumped out to the water, and he did his giant's ride. And we're about to start it now. And this guy was trying to play tricks, huh? Okay, so we're starting our dive. Yes, Berna, that's my wife there. Paulus, you're from Lithuania, right?
Yes.
Okay, you said Lithuania is part of the Baltic states.
Indeed.
Okay, so now you're at Apo Island in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Did you know that the Philippines has over 7,000 islands?
Well, we read it on over internet, and we heard that it has lots of good diving
Yes,
places.
yes. Because
And-
we are the center of marine biodiversity in the world.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, since I live in one of the Baltic states, and the water is very cold, and there is definitely not so beautiful places to see. So that was the choice number one for diving.
Yes. Do you know why I started diving? Because a lot of Europeans, a lot of Americans, except the Filipino people, they love to come to the Philippines and dive. But the Filipinos, they don't normally dive. They just want to go to the malls on a concrete jungle. And I'll never enjoy this kind of life. When you have time, you just stay in a mall watching movie, and then eating outside. Here we are scuba diving and then having fun in nature. Huh?
What actually mainly satisfies me about the diving is that when you descend on 10-15 meters, you kind of getting into a different world. You leave all your problems or your hustle or your negative opinions, energy behind you, and you just falling into paradise that doesn't have any problems. Just everything is peaceful, calm, relaxed,
Right.
and enjoyable.
And you know why you're saying that? It's because probably you have enough nitrogen inside your body. That's what you call natural high. Especially when you go deeper.
Yeah.
When you go, let's say 100 feet, oh, you get narc. And that is what you call the natural high. And that's what I love in diving. And it's so unfortunate because it's like living in Aspen, but you don't know how to ski. And, imagine you came from Lithuania and you traveled, I'm sure, more than 20 hours just to get to Manila, all right?
Yeah, it's 25.
Imagine that.
And then you need to add another additional 6 hours to get to the Apo Islands.
Yes, yes. Okay, now let's pause for a while and let's concentrate on this fish. Okay, you know what fish is this?
No.
This is a cuttlefish. Look at that. It will change color. You'll notice once he gets threatened, the color will change. Wow, look at those eyes. How would you describe those eyes? Give me a good adjective. Look, now he's getting threatened now. Look, he's changing his colors already.
Yeah.
See that? Can you see?
Yeah.
From the video, he's changing his color. See? I'm still trying to chase him. Look, he's very wise, He's trying to bring me to the deeper part. I met him maybe 20 meters, and he's trying to go backwards and said, okay, you want to shoot me? You follow me deeper. Look at that. Look at the change of color. Can you see it? Amazing, huh?
Although his eyes looks like sleeping, but probably he's very alert.
Yes. These eyes are really, how will you call them? I couldn't find a nice adjective for the eyes, but when you see the eyes, it's so different from the other fish, And look at him now, see? Changing color again.
Yeah.
See that? Look at that, see? He changed color again. He changed color maybe twice, thrice. So maybe, if I'm not mistaken, we are already close to 35 to 40 meters, and my next problem is my deco. So I had to stop chasing him because, or else maybe our dive master is going to get mad at me because he keeps, he keeps on going to the deep part. This is a good shot of a starfish with a brain coral there.
Actually, I never saw the starfish like that before.
That's a crinoid, huh? You know, at first I thought these crinoids were, you know, actually they move around, the crinoids. Have you seen a crinoid moving around?
No, just stuck to the...
You need to do more diving, huh? This is a nice backdrop of divers with leatherback corals. You know, Apo Island is just so healthy with a lot of corals. And one thing I noticed, they've got so much of this leatherback corals. Very, very soft. We don't have this in Anilao, where I dive. Your friend,
Yeah?
Mr. Nemo.
Mr.
Nemo.
Ah, Mr.
Yeah,
Nemo.
clownfish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen that film, Nemo?
I just watched the trailer, so probably that's
I don't
why.
know why they had to produce that movie, you know. That was really bad for diving because, you know, a diver caught Nemo on a net and then decided to make him a pet, put it in an aquarium, and Nemo knew how to jump from the aquarium back to the sea.
Okay.
It was quite funny, you know, but for a diver to do that, you know, not nice, huh? Because you're not supposed to really put them in aquariums, huh? You just have to learn how to scuba dive and appreciate them right there where they live. Okay, let's talk more about your country. You know, it's the first when I met you. It was the first time I've heard about Lithuania. Okay, and you said there are 3 states there in Baltic states.
Yeah, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania.
Oh, okay. Lithuania,
Latvia,
Latvia, and
Estonia.
Estonia. Oh. Do you have diving there? It must be cold out there. Huh?
Yeah, the water generally during the summertime varies between 19 to 22 degrees centigrade.
Oh wow, wow. So corals cannot live on that kind of environment.
No.
Huh? It's too cold. Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, I never dived in Baltic states, but I believe because of the temperature, it's all the sandish, lots of sand and few fish flying around, but not as natural as in Philippines.
Right, right. This is a tree coral with the backdrop of a diver. And,
What is this fish?
This fish, I'm not so sure if it's a trumpet fish or not. Oh, it's a needlefish. Needlefish, yeah. Because the trumpet fish is also has the same kind of shape, you know, but it's a needlefish. Yeah. Thank you there, Keith.
Like
So
the
Keith just came back, you know.
Yeah.
Now Keith is knowledgeable about fish. Huh?
I've been reading the books.
That's what we need, you know. When you become a diver, you have to know the names of your friends. So when you see them, you can appreciate them, right? It's like you. I forgot your name, so how can I call you? You know? So when I see my friends, I said, "Oh, that's Nemo there. That's the triggerfish there. You know, that's the whale shark." So you have to have a fish book, and also just like this, these are leatherback corals, which I learned only when I was reading the coral book. So it's good that you know most of them, like a brain coral with Nemo there on the side. Look at that shot, huh?
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Would you recommend for beginners divers to carry a logbook with them, with the pictures with under the water, so we can underwater look at the
Yeah,
boat?
of course. Why not? You know, we're almost about to end their dive, and I'll see you on the final dive, or third dive in Apo. Okay. So we are starting our dive here in Apo Island, and we are actually hosted by Mike Resort here in Dumaguete, and with me right now is Tom Cruise. Oh, I mean Keith. Keith.
Thanks.
You look like Tom Cruise. Well, Keith is the son of Mike. Huh?
Yep. That's
Okay.
me.
So of course, on our way to Apo Island, we have to do a 30-minute boat ride, huh?
It was kind of rough this morning, so
Yeah,
it took probably 35-40 minutes.
And that's Apo Island there. You have any idea how big Apo Island is, Keith?
No, but this man standing right next to me, he knows how many people are living on Apo Island.
There's almost 1,000 people living there. It's like
Yeah, but how big is the area?
72 hectares.
72 hectares, huh? Oh, it's like building one golf course, huh?
Oh, this was Be the Man to Know. This is Gabriel. He was born and raised there.
Okay, so we also have here Gabriel, one of their dive masters here in Mike's Resort.
Mike's Beach Resort. Yeah,
Mike's Beach Resort, and if you want an American guy to be managing you, you gotta go to Mike. And this I like this, because you're not supposed to anchor your boat, and our boatman is actually throwing his rope to the other boat. Huh?
Yep, trying to tie up.
Right. And there's a certain rule now in the Philippines that because they've stopped dynamiting and cyaniding, the Filipinos are trying to take care of nature. Huh? So
Preserve what is there. Yeah.
Tourists will come. The only thing I don't like in Apo Island is they charge too much of the sanctuary. So mayor, you must be rich, huh? Whoever's the mayor of Dumaguete must be making lots of money, huh? Well, as long as you are taking care of the sanctuary, I don't mind you, mayor, collecting all of this money because it should help.
Helps the town.
Yeah, it helps the town. Right. Okay, so we just did our joints right there, and today's guy, this Keith.
Yep.
And I call him Tom Cruise.
I really don't look like Tom Cruise.
No, later they'll see your face, so they can probably say whether you look like him or not.
Oh,
so
great.
we're starting a dive here. We can see a Moorish idol there and some parrotfish, and this is a starfish together with a crinoid. This is a beautiful leatherback coral. In front of it are two crinoids, and I think that's Keith there on his shorties.
Yep, I'm the only one on a day like today who would be wearing a shorty wetsuit.
Right. You have to help me educate our viewers on what we're seeing here. Huh?
Yes.
So if you know the fish and the corals,
I'll
just say
spout
it,
it
okay?
out. Yep. I'm not so great with the names. I'm learning. Doing my best, but
these are I'm not sure. I think they're baslets.
yep, I'm not sure what kind, but I think you're absolutely right.
And this is an egg coral.
Oh yeah, yep.
Looks like eggs.
The clownfish there with some, or maybe just an anemone fish.
Yes.
With, just playing in an anemone. Don't know exactly what kind that is, but it's a good one.
This is a nice background of a tube coral here. I noticed there's a lot of tube corals in Central Visayas because we don't have them in Luzon, which we dive in Anilao or Subic. I don't know why you've got so much of the tube corals here. Huh?
I haven't done much diving up north, but that's a good question.
Well, this is my wife, and normally when I dive with my wife, she knows what to do. She has to pose for me.
Oh yeah, well,
she's my model.
That's a good corals you got in there. It's a fan coral.
Right, and good buoyancy also. Huh?
Yeah, I'm glad today no one had any buoyancy problems. Everything worked out great. Usually we're handing off weights underwater, and well, not usually. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It goes. It happens.
So Keith, maybe tomorrow, if we're diving, maybe you'll be my next model because your buoyancy is almost close to perfect.
Oh.
How many dives have you had already, Keith?
I've been diving since I was 11.
Wow.
So well over 1,000 dives.
Well,
And-
that's your advantage because your father, Mike, is a PADI instructor. Huh?
Yep. He started me diving when I was really young, and I was snorkeling when I was about 5 in the ocean in California, and then that's cold, full wetsuit, hood, booties.
Right.
Freezing. Got a
So
moray.
that's a moray eel.
Yep.
Yeah. Sad to say, people only appreciate what they see on the video when they look at aquariums.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think that's really nice, because it's like you put a person in jail. And you just
can come and watch them. Yes.
And just like putting the sea life on jail too. They're supposed to be out there. And if you want to see them, you gotta learn how to scuba dive.
That's one thing I've been thinking since I've been diving a lot since I've been here is I work in a giant aquarium, but it's no walls.
Yeah. I never liked aquariums. That's why I never go to places like this with big aquariums, and then they charge people just to see the fish. Because I can't really believe it that with so many islands in the Philippines, and yet the Filipinos don't seem to appreciate what we have. It's like living in Aspen, but you don't know how to ski.
Yep,
You're laughing.
No, that's true. That's
You're
very,
laughing,
very
yeah.
true. I agree. That's one thing about here is I know a lot of people, even in the States and here as well, is they go to aquariums and they pay to see that and they think it's truly amazing and great, but they don't realize it's right there. It's like a 10-minute swim, and you can see all the great, even better things than you could see in an aquarium sometimes.
And the best part of it is that the Philippines is the center of marine biodiversity in the world.
It has
Not
a
in
lot.
Asia.
It has
in
lot
the world,
of diversity. Yep. A lot of people that study the ocean in other places of the world come here and their jaws hit the floor. They don't know what to say. There's so many different kinds of corals, so many different kinds of fishes and different species all in kind of tightly packed into one little area that, you know, I've heard of everything I've ever wanted to see scuba diving. Apparently, you can see it if you travel around the Philippines and go to different places. You'll find what you're looking for. There's, you know, you're not going to miss much.
Right. Well, a while ago when Keith was talking, we were actually inside a cave. So if you're a diver already open water and you want to enter caves, you have to do some advanced course. Okay, so we're back to some soft corals here, and the leather backs here they have so many different colors, and here we are. We're seeing
that's a hawksbill turtle.
Hawksbill turtle.
You can tell the bill. It looks kind of like a beak of a bird.
Right. Well, we have so much of them in the Philippines, you know. When you see a turtle, normally it's hawksbill, and this is my friendly fish that always bites me.
Yes, those
the
fish,
Titan triggerfish.
They will follow you for half your dive,
Yeah.
and if you're not watching them, they'll come up behind you. I met a few guys here that have big chunks taken out of their fins from these fish. They're not the most friendly fish.
Well, they'll never kill you, but they can make a big scar when they bite because they have big teeth. So just be careful when you get to see those Titan triggerfish. And this is a very cute pufferfish. And that's really nice, huh? And,
some anemone fish. I don't know if those are clownfish or not, but definitely anemone
clownfish, yeah. Or Nemo, they call them Nemo.
My little sister loves to see those because she loves finding Nemo, and every time she sees one of those, she freaks out. Even though those are mean, they bite. I've been bitten by them about 4 or 5 times. There's a pair of those just down the beach from here where if you go anywhere near their anemone, they'll swim straight up and get you on the hand or they'll get you on the leg. And if you think you're being smart by moving your hand behind the camera, they'll swim around the camera and bite you on the finger. They know what they're doing.
This is a staghorn. If you get lucky with those staghorn, you see what they call this mandarin fish right before the sunset, and they live on staghorn corals.
Another pufferfish?
Yes, another pufferfish hiding on a leatherback. Look at that, huh? I will not harm you. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can get out.
Sometimes you see them chewing on corals. It's pretty entertaining to watch them. They've got pretty. I would not like to be bit by one of them. Their beaks look pretty mean.
You know. There are times they're eaten by people and they get poisoned. You know that?
Yep. The certain pufferfishes are very poisonous, and you have to know how to prepare them, or else, poison.
And it's such a pity because I was in China and they serve pufferfish.
Actually, I know there's some of the Pajaos, the sea gypsies that are sometimes around here. I've heard they know how to cook it perfectly. They cook it right on their boats. They have no trouble eating those kinds of fishes.
Well, a while ago, there was just a nudibranch there, and that was my first nudibranch shot. You know, in this place called Bonito Island, in one place we have a nudibranch city. You have about more than 10,000 nudibranchs just in one place.
Oh, I'm going there. I am going there.
Okay, so we're about to end our dive, and I'll see you again on the second dive, Keith. And I really enjoyed diving with you. And
that was a good day.
And we really had fun on this dive they call the Chapel.
There's 8.
We're doing another dive here, and that's Keith, Tom Cruise as they call him. He's the son of Mike here. With me on the annotation work is Mike, the owner of Mike Beach Resort here in Dumaguete. And we've started the dive already, and I can hear your dog barking. Really, a big dog, huh?
Yeah, lap, huh?
This is really a family beach here. You've got all the children here, including the dogs, part of the family. Look at this. This is what you call leatherback corals. Am I right?
Yeah, isn't it beautiful?
It is, because I only get to see them when I go to Dumaguete. I don't understand how come we don't have it in our place in Puerto Galera, neither Anilao. That's why I keep on shooting them. Look at that, huh?
Very nice. Now, you have more hard corals down there? Or?
Well, no problem with hard corals and soft corals, but we don't have this leatherback.
One, yeah.
This particular one.
Okay.
Do you know why they call them the leatherback?
Have you felt it?
Even though they don't allow me to touch, I have to touch. It's very slimy.
Yeah,
it's very slimy.
Yeah, it feels a bit leathery, and it looks leathery if you just kind of look at it. It's a natural handle to put on it.
Right. One of the famous photographers, Yvette Lee, when I go with her, said, "Rolly, you've got to see the leatherback corals in Dumaguete." So she brought me to Dumaguete, and now I am trying to appreciate them already. And that's my favorite clownfish. Always a backdrop with a diver.
Yeah, clownfish, plenty of those, huh?
You can see my style. I want to see divers on my video. If there's not fish, I expect divers to be my fish.
Better fish and divers.
Yeah,
huh?
Right. So I think when children would see this video, I said, "Oh, that's Nemo. I want to start diving, Papa."
Yeah.
That's the secret, if you can have your kids diving, the whole family will have a good bonding together.
The family that dives together stays together and enjoys life together.
Right. Now that you mentioned that, it's only in diving wherein you don't have to lose, you don't have to win. Okay, unlike if you play golf or tennis, somebody has a loser, and the problem is it's all about ego.
Yeah,
Here,
competition.
Here, there's no competition.
Yeah.
It's all about relaxing. Your life depends on me. My life depends on you, right?
Yeah. Well, this diving, I started, my son, who was there earlier, Keith, we started him when he was 11 down in Mexico. And it's been a great thing because he's 25 years old now, and we've been diving together for many years now. And it's something we can do for the rest of our lives together.
Right. Do you normally buddy up with your own son?
Well, when we do dive trips together, of course, that's my buddy.
I never dive without my wife. She's always my buddy. That's why
your
we're
buddy.
so close to each other, I don't get bored with her. She doesn't get bored with me.
Not yet.
And also, one thing nice with diving, she can't get mad at me because she can't talk. That's one thing nice with diving. You're really fully relaxed. Okay, nobody can get mad at you. There's no ringing cell phone. And nobody will tell you, "Hey, Mike, like this in the resort." A lot of stress. Here, it's all about relaxing.
Yep, it's a great place to relax always.
It's meditating, but you're seeing something beautiful. I really pity people who can face the wall or face the ocean and just completely relax. Because I can't do it, I need to go diving. That's a nice crinoid there.
Yeah,
That's a crinoid.
We have many of those, of course, and it's very nice when you find the ghost pipefish.
And a while ago, we saw a tube coral, and this is my favorite. These are the sea fans. And I normally shoot giant sea fans in Bohol, which I don't find really big ones here in Apo, but they're not that big, but it's okay.
Yeah, not so many fans there, that's for sure. Lots of nice corals there. That's I would say the highlight of Apple Island, besides big groupers.
That's a potato cod.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yummy, huh?
Yeah, we want to talk about that.
We don't want to kill our friends, huh?
Yeah.
As what I tell my friends, if you want to eat fish, make sure they're not the fish that you find in the dive site.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the reef fish. Eat the blue water fish.
Right.
The tuna, the jacks.
Exactly. Yeah. Because normally, especially the tuna, they don't live there. They just pass by. That's why there's a lot of tuna in Mindanao, because the tuna they have a tuna run. They just keep on running and running. So that's the fish you want to eat, right?
Well, also there's a lot bigger schools. They're transient. They're moving around. They're schooling, and there's lots of them in the reefs for residents. And once you take them away, the balance is disturbed, and it's much harder for them to come back.
Here, we're actually here to educate people. Those are pyramid fish. Now, talking about eating fish, okay, there's these pelagic and non-pelagic fish. Okay, the pelagic are the fish that don't live there.
Live in the blue water.
Yeah, right. So that's what you want to eat.
That's right. And they,
or cultured fishes like tilapia.
yeah, and they're the cultured fish.
That's the best.
And the blue water fish are quite tasty. So that's what we usually serve here on the resort.
You know, I love shooting these brain corals. Like, look at this. Look at those colors. It's so colorful.
That's, to me, for Apple Island, it has the most colorful corals I've seen anywhere in the world. An abundance of healthy, pristine corals, but the color on a clear, sunny day amazes me every time.
Please tell me, what kind of fish are these? Are these basslets?
I believe so.
Yeah. Because I know the basslets, they're color orange. This is a different color, and they're living on this staghorn.
Staghorns, yeah.
You know, they say that you get to see mandarin fishes on a staghorn just right before the sunset. Do you believe that?
Well, at Apple Island, we've seen a few mandarin in the daytime, but we also have some spots in Darwin where we have our mandarin dives. And at sunset or just before dusk, go out there and find the staghorn corals where they live, and go down, and they start to come out. They slowly start to peek out of the staghorn as it gets darker and darker, and eventually they get out and they do their mating ritual just before dark, and finally they disappear back into the corals, and you can see them again another day. But yeah, staghorn corals, many places have commander fish, and a beautiful, beautiful fish.
You know, while you're talking, I'm looking at the video. This Apple Island trip is really filled with a lot of corals. No wonder the Europeans and the Americans like you are getting so crazy about the dive sites in the Philippines, huh?
Yeah.
Look at it. It's so healthy. You cannot do any editing there. Like, this is the real thing. The only thing I don't have right now are lights. Okay? If I get the proper HID lights, probably this video will come out much better.
Very much more colorful.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a while ago, you were talking about celebrity fishes. Mandarin fish, you know, and pygmy seahorse. And what is this? Is that a boxer shrimp?
It's a boxer shrimp, and it looked like, was that a commensal shrimp?
Yes.
They were fighting before he got the shot.
Well, anyway, the video is quite fast, so we're back to the anemone here. Look at them.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell what kind of corals are those?
Is that leatherback?
I think so. It's still the family of the leatherback.
I think they're all the same family. Yeah.
You know, if you're a diver, I suggest you have to buy yourself a fish book and a coral book. So next time, you know what you're doing, huh?
And there's your leatherback right there.
Right. I love them so much. Look at them, huh? Wow. Amazing, huh?
Yeah, very beautiful. Very beautiful. And so vibrant and fluid. And, you know, the beauty of soft coral is it's not static. It's always in motion, and it's alive. You know, colors are vibrant and vivid, and it's flowing. Yeah. It flows with the water and with the sea life.
So we're about to end our dive, and we'd like to thank again Mike Beach Resort here in Dumaguete.
Okay, thank you.
We're here again in Dumaguete, and this is the facade of Mike Beach Resort. And with me is the owner himself, Mr. Mike. How are you, Mr. Mike?
I'm doing great tonight. Thanks.
Mr. Mike is an American, and I'm a Filipino. That's my beautiful, sexy wife trying to enter the boat.
Wow, very nice.
Look at that. And she's already 50. She still looks good.
Yeah.
And these are our guests from Switzerland. Yesterday we had guests from Lithuania. And that's Apple Island as the backdrop if you are staying in Mike's Beach Resort. How lucky can you be, huh? You have a beach and you have the backdrop of Apple Island right in front of your nose.
Well, that's great. That's that's our place. That's Apple Island.
Yeah,
we need it.
You can't be so lucky than us Filipinos. Imagine, you know where to buy the property, huh? Prime lots, huh?
That was the doing of my lovely wife, Joanne.
You know, that's why it's a pity that Filipinos are not diving, so they're not buying lands like what you're doing. And look at that site. We're just turning on the corner. It's filled with beaches here. You know, Darwin has the mountain.
Yeah, beautiful.
And what's the name of that mountain, by the way?
Talinas.
Again?
Talinas.
Talinas.
Yes.
Oh, that's Talinas Mountain. Imagine that. Talinas Mountain as your backdrop.
Yeah.
You've got the sea. You've got
Beautiful flat sea it is here today, huh?
And you've got the sun, the sand, and scuba diving. Amazing, huh? And you are not that far from Apo Island. Imagine, with a boat like this, you can be there in 20 minutes. And if you're using a speedboat running maybe 28 knots, you can be here in 5 minutes.
Wow, that's pretty fast, yeah.
So, find out whether you can come here to this place in Dumaguete, which is just so simple because airlines now are dropping their prices to as low as sometimes 1 peso. You believe that?
1 peso
Yeah.
plus taxes.
No.
No.
Wait a minute. I think you're right. 1 peso plus taxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
you've
some
seen,
great-
you've
some great
seen,
deals
yeah,
out there,
you've
though.
seen the ad of Cebu Pacific. That's what they do.
Yeah.
1 peso plus tax. That is still cheap.
That's very cheap.
Yeah.
It's
Now
great
the
deals.
normal rate is basically 1,500, below 2,000.
Things have come down, which is great for us, but maybe not so good for the airlines.
Well, never mind. It's good for the resorts.
Yeah.
And for
It's
the
great
tourists.
for us, yeah.
So, again, a dive master has to give a briefing before you start the dive, which they're doing here in Mike's Beach Resort. You never dive without a plan, okay? Well, look at these guys. From Switzerland, they just had below 10 dives and they're doing everything right. See that? I think their instructor was a good one, huh?
I think it must have been, but it wasn't me. They just came in today, huh?
Yeah, I heard they had their course in Coron.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, they're diving great, you know, as if they're already old-time divers. What a smile from your dive master's name. What's
Yeah,
his
that's
name again?
Richard.
Richard.
Richard,
Okay, Richard, I saw your okay sign and you're a happy man, huh? Okay, go, Richard. That's
Wow.
it. With no mask, huh? You know, that's the way to do it. He just saved 100 PSI. No, that's it. That's the way to do it.
No regulator, no mask.
You're gonna save 100 PSI. Okay, if you can do that, unlike that, okay? This woman is diving with the regulator. When she jumps,
Whoop.
you consume at least 100 PSI. So when you're low in air, 100 PSI is a lot of air.
That can end your dive early, yeah.
Right. That's why it's nice to be a professional diver because you would know what to do, huh? Well, you know, one thing nice diving with you guys is you become to be a lazy diver here. Because you've got good service. They put on your fins for you.
Yes.
You know, they do all the work.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. You mean it's not that way everywhere?
It's not. So that's why you become a lazy diver, huh? Look at that service. Somebody is already waiting there to put on your tank, you know, instead of doing it yourself. That's why I never want to dive in Europe or America because labor is so expensive. You gotta do everything
Yeah.
yourself. Here,
So when you're on vacation, services should be part of the package, right?
here in Mike's Beach Resort, it's only the dive master who will be wearing his own fins.
Yeah.
All right, so we're about to begin our dive, and my wife is just so excited. Look at this clown here. You want to clown around, huh? Okay, so you're having fun, Mr. Dive Master. Here we go. We're starting the dive, and I hope visibility should be great.
Looks good today, huh?
Okay. Well, just a piece of advice. If you want good visibility, always dive 3 to 4 hours before the slack.
Yes.
Going to high tide. And never dive on low tide because visibility is going to get bad.
And don't dive when it's really rough. Sandy bottoms.
Yes.
Well, compared to yesterday or at Apple Island, visibility was much better today, yes?
Right. But
Much
anyway,
calmer ocean.
that's the advantage of Apo Island. You know, whether it's low tide, high tide, sometimes it doesn't really matter because it's really a great dive site here.
And the visibility is good anytime. Any dive, you'll have good vis no matter what the tides are.
Now, talking about the tides, you know, sometimes it's so pitiful that dive masters don't even care to look at the dive table, because if there's a drop from high to low of at least 1.5, you are not supposed to go scuba diving because there's a lot of down current. And a lot of people don't know that because they're not being educated properly. But here in Mike's Resort, I've seen the dive table, so they're doing it the proper way. That's the way to do it, the professional way.
You've got to take care of your guests,
right?
Especially on drift dives, yes.
So remember that.
Which, of course, Apple Island is famous for its couple of drift dives, Kogan and Coconut.
Right. So another piece of advice, you know, Coconut is the best dive site here. It's the highlight of the diving. But if you can't prove to the resort owner and the dive shop that you're good, they will never bring you there because it's so beautiful and the currents are so strong.
Yeah, you always you never take a diver to Coconut without observing them on a couple of dives first.
And this is the friendly pufferfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like a puppy dog.
So you were saying something. I was disturbing you. You said something about diving again before we discuss about the pufferfish. Well, never mind. We must have forgotten. So we're back to the leatherback corals. Did you notice
that's your favorite?
That's my favorite. You know.
Yeah.
Cabbage corals.
Cabbage corals, plenty of that.
I'm on a top shot right now. Well, the only way to appreciate it is you got to do a lot of top shots on this video. So just to show you how healthy the corals here and how abundant.
This is hard corals. This is over at the sanctuary, down below the sanctuary. It's one of the few places you'll find the cabbage corals and hard corals at Apple Island.
So you are saying the reason why it's called sanctuary because you're not allowed to fish, even the people from Apple Island.
Yeah, that's correct. The sanctuary is cordoned off, and there's no boats and no fishing, no activity other than scuba diving, and there's a limit of, I believe it's 14 divers per day.
Oh,
inside the sanctuary.
Wow, that's really very good, huh? So who makes these rules, by the way, Mike?
Well, the Apple Island is controlled by the federal government, the DNR and
or the barangay, maybe, huh?
Well, the barangay captain's involved in it as well, but the Apple Island's a federally controlled marine sanctuary area. So in the local divings in Darwin, it's controlled by the local government, the mayor.
Okay, a while ago, I saw fire coral, and I'm going to show it to you again. These are the fire corals, and you have to be careful. They're color brown, okay? I don't know if it's color brown on my video, but you got to be careful with these fire corals because if you go near these fire corals, you need a lot of vinegar.
Yeah, you be careful. That's why you should always wear a long exposure suit as well, something to cover the body.
See, the backdrop is the fire coral.
Yeah.
Are you aware these are fire corals?
Yeah.
You know, it took me a lot of time to check how these fire corals look, you know, because every time I feel itchy, maybe I get near the fire corals.
Yeah, you wonder where did that come from?
Well, like yesterday, you know, I had a lot of itch on my body, but, you know, I had the best vinegar you had in the boat.
Ah, very good.
Super vinegar.
Super vinegar.
Well, what we were talking earlier about buoyancy, and not touching any of the plants or animals, corals.
You know, I know this is a true story. Yeah. One time, there was a diver caught in Apo Island wearing gloves, and the Bantay Dagat decided to skin dive and said, "Oh, look, I'm going to fine you because you're wearing gloves." I just heard that story from some people, and it looks like they're doing their job, huh?
Well, they do try to enforce that, and it's, I think, with good reason, because with inexperienced divers, if they're using gloves, then they tend to grab and hold on to things more often, touching and poking. The water's warm, we don't need gloves here.
You know, you're right, because the first time I've been to Dumaguete, I had a big fight with a dive shop. Said, I'm not going to touch the corals. I just want to make sure that I don't get bitten.
Yeah.
But, you know, you'll never get bitten, actually, if you know how to dive properly.
Unless you go up to one of the most aggressive fish
which
known
is
to man.
Which is the triggerfish.
Well, that's one of them, but the one that is the most aggressive that bites frequently. In fact, I probably have 20 or 30
So
bites.
which fish is this?
Well, you all know Nemo.
Oh, Nemo.
The clownfish, of course.
Yeah, but Nemo has small teeth.
Yeah.
I don't mind his bite. Small
Yeah.
teeth. But triggerfish has big teeth. You know,
Yeah.
they will really.
They can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can do a lot of damage with your fins or your wetsuit, huh?
Yeah, the Nemos just are a little bit startling when they're out there protecting their anemones, and they're very aggressive, and it's just a defensive mechanism when you get too close to their home.
You know, Mike, you're a PADI instructor. We're both instructors. You know, I only get students every time they get to watch my show, and they say, look at this life of this guy. He's really enjoying it, huh? He's got so much passion. You know, unfortunately, there's only one thing I cannot share with the viewers: the feeling of ecstasy while you're diving.
Yeah, there's nothing like
It's the
it.
feeling of ecstasy, yeah?
Freedom, it's incredible. First time I put my mask on and looked under the sea, it was a whole new world opened up to me. Yeah, very beautiful.
No, there's only one thing I need to study. I know nitrogen is bad, but is nitrogen unhealthy for the body or healthy for the body? What do you think, really?
Well, I think in excess, like anything, in excess, too much nitrogen is of course bad. That's what
Right.
causes the bends. It can cause nitrogen narcosis.
Yeah, but one thing I like with diving with my nitrogen is it's something like it's cleansing my body because I breathe deep and slowly, and the technique in meditating is breathing
Same
deep
thing,
and slowly.
deep and slow,
Yeah. And sabi nga lang sa Tagalog kanya daw makitid ng utak ng tao kasi masama ang breathing. You understand Tagalog?
No, a little bit of Saboyan.
Okay. What I said in Tagalog was, if you don't breathe deep, the tendency is you're hard-headed or you're stressed out because people have to breathe in deep.
Yeah.
And then slowly. Even when you're sleeping. You try to watch people who are snoring, their breathing is really bad.
shallow.
Yeah. And that's why I recommend diving because here
You practice every
you
dive.
practice it. Because if you breathe fast here like like that, oh my god, you're just good for a 10-minute dive and nobody will dive with you again, huh?
First to the boat. Yeah, slow and deep breathing. That's what we practice for sure.
Hey, you're a lucky dad, huh? Because you have a son here who's already helping you. Keith, come on, join us here. And Keith, by the way, came all the way from San Francisco, USA. Huh?
That's where I was born.
I know you don't want to go back to San Francisco because you don't want to do some pole diving, huh?
No, it's very cold there. Hoods, gloves, booties. Hoods, gloves, booties, everything like that. When I got certified, it was 48 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius, but it's cold. It's, when you take your mask off to do your mask recovery, that was shocking.
Yeah, beautiful dives, poor visibility, cold water, but still a beautiful place.
But you've got the great white there. Huh?
Yes.
Do you have the great white?
Where we live is, where I got certified is maybe 30 kilometers away from a very well-known great white breeding zone. So yes, there's many great whites where I was raised diving, and it's kind of one of those things where you just don't think about it.
Right. But we'd like to educate people and not get frightened with what Kit said. Actually, the truth of the matter is, the only reason why the sharks they would like to get into you is because they can smell the blood.
Or they think you're a seal. Sometimes when you're in an all black wetsuit, black hood, you're swimming on the surface free diving.
Yeah.
You look like a seal.
Exactly.
And they eat seals.
Well, let me tell you this: when you're diving, you see a shark, they're the one running away.
Yep. Oh.
No, you don't see a shark, and you don't see a shark trying to charge you and
No,
trying to bite you.
never.
You'll never
Never
see that.
no.
They're the one running away.
I would almost kind of like to see that one day, but not yet.
So, is this the friend you're talking about that's biting you, Mr. Clownfish?
I think that's the one. Yeah.
He's the same guy.
I have 3 scars on my hand from clownfish, actually.
Now, where were your gloves?
On the boat because I couldn't wear them.
Oh wow!
Watch out for the Nemos; they'll get you.
So we're ending the dive. Okay, so we didn't reach the buoy. So this guy is doing it well because you need a surface balloon for the boat to see you. Look at that, huh? There you go. That's the marker. Come on, stand up, guy, because the boat needs to see us.
Yep. You don't want any boats coming and riding over you.
Then we're all safe because of that balloon, and the boat comes in and say, "Oh, those are the divers with that red surface balloon." Okay, and we'd like to thank again Mike Beach Resort for hosting us here in Dumaguete. Thank you very much, Mike, and Keith, our dive master.
Okay, thank you. Huh?
Thanks again. Great diving.
And now we're ready for the highlight of our trip, which is the coconut, because you see coconuts right in front of the dive site. There you are. And the reason why it's dangerous, because it's a corner dive. So remember, every time you do a corner dive, always prepare for a strong current, and never do it on low tide. And we made sure, together with my dive master here, that it was going to high tide and there won't be any down current. And look at that. I'm sure Mr. Mike here, who owns Mike Beach Resort, gave a briefing to all his dive masters never to dive without a briefing, huh, Mike?
Of course, that's one of the most important things that your guide's going to do, is let you know where you're going, what it's going to look like, and how to get to the boat, and how to keep safe.
And he knows how to speak English.
Yes.
That's the most important.
Especially
or
when you have
else
foreign guests,
you can't communicate just by sign language. And we are preparing the giant ride, and we have to do it one by one. This is not a good idea if there's really strong current, right? Doing it one by one?
Well, it's hard to get a bigger group into the water, but if there's more than a few, you can hold on to the ropes.
Right.
But certainly, if the current is strong enough, then you would want to put a rope behind the boat so that the divers could gather there and then take off and go down together.
Well, a piece of advice, if you're diving on a very strong current, okay, and you don't have a choice but to do a giant stride one by one, make sure everybody's geared up already.
Yeah.
Don't wait for somebody who's getting up for 5 minutes while you are against the current.
Yeah, that's
going to be an asshole. No, I'm not joking. You know, some people are asshole.
Yeah.
They know that you jump already. Oh, they're still looking for their mask, preparing their regulator. Everybody should be geared up already.
Well,
and look at that, huh?
The first diver should always wait until the last diver is geared up, though. You're right.
Sometimes people like to just jump off the boat.
And go the wrong direction.
Well, as you notice, the video is quite fast. I'm not actually filming right now. It's actually the current that's pushing me. That's why the video is quite fast. And look at that, huh? We're probably traveling now, right now, maybe about 2 to 3 knots. And a few minutes from now, we'll be traveling maybe 4 to 5 knots.
Yeah.
Do you know how powerful 7 to 8 knots is, Mike?
Powerful enough to pull your mask off.
Exactly. Yeah, right. You gotta hold on to your mask, just like Galapagos diving, huh?
Yeah.
If you have a very bad mask, you're gonna lose your mask.
Yeah, and Apple Island, you can experience that type of currents occasionally at Coconut.
There you go. It's beginning to start now, the drift dive. And we made sure that we had to certify these guys advance, or else they cannot go diving in Mike's Beach Resort.
That's right. Drift dive, this dive is in particular is an advanced dive site and should be experienced divers or divers with close supervision of a professional.
Exactly. That's why if you want good diving, like most of the good diving are in liveaboards, you have to make sure you get your certification as an advanced diver. Okay, Mike, advanced diving is, what are the requirements now for advanced diving? One is current dive, and what else?
Well, actually, drift dive's not required. It's a deep dive and a navigation dive. Those are the two required for PADI Advanced Open Water Certification. And that leaves you 3 optional dives, elective dives. So a drift dive is one that we would normally encourage the guests to take here.
I see. So here in your resort, in Mike's Beach Resort in Dumaguete, is it all PADI here, or you other? Or you also
we're a PADI dive center.
So you love PADI so much, you make them rich, huh?
Well,
I think I should give you a plaque, huh?
They gave me a plaque.
They gave you a plaque. You know, I have a friend who hasn't been teaching, and he has a plaque that he's been paying for 35 years.
Yeah, as
a PADI instructor.
Yeah,
a close friend of mine. He's not teaching. I'm the one teaching the whole family. You know.
Look at the current here. Boy,
Yeah,
that's pushing now. Yeah, look at that. That's one way you can always see what the current's doing, is watch the fish. You see how they're swimming up the slope, which would indicate that the current is pushing down a little bit there.
Or watch the bubbles.
Watch the bubbles as well. Yeah.
Look at those bubbles. Look at those bubbles, huh?
But if
they don't go straight, they go sideways.
But if you're in the front of the group and you're swimming along, if you watch what the fish are doing in front of you, that will tell you what the current's doing. The divers behind you can watch your bubbles. But those little fish, that'll indicate to you what the current's doing ahead.
Yeah, well, here, accidentally, I turned on my camera, so the video is not good there. And like what I said, we still have to do some editing here. You know, you also get rattled with strong currents, you know, because you're going to shoot video and you're also watching the other people.
Yeah. So you turned on your camera?
Oh, well, a while ago it was turned accidentally. Now it's back to normal and we're seeing, the beautiful pyramid fish. The pyramid fish are part of the family of butterfly fish, no?
It looks like it, yes, I would say.
You know, when you do a drift dive, you have what you call adrenaline rush, huh?
Always.
Your senses are really awake.
Yeah, well, you never know what the current's going to be. You know, you can look at tides, you can look at the full moon or no moon and try to make a guess, but Apple Island doesn't really seem to follow the normal standards for currents. It can be very unpredictable. So you never know what you're getting every time you jump. You got to be on your toes.
And look at her. She even wants to pose for my camera.
Yeah,
Said, look at me. I'm really diving on a strong current, you know. And that woman just, she's living now in Switzerland. I never knew that Switzerland is just a very, very small country.
Landlocked, right? So lots of divers from Switzerland.
I think the current started to be slower here.
Slowing down, subsiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fish are swimming normally.
So, okay, we're doing the highlight of diving here. Look at those blue trigger fish. If there's a strong current, normally, what would be your dive plan? If you just make it just short for me, Mike.
Well, of course, the most important thing is always staying together with your guide. Follow the guide, because he knows the currents and he'll know where, you know, if it's going to change directions, go up or down. He should know that in advance. But stay together, stay close to the bottom. Don't go off into the blue, or and you know, just be prepared, you know, to relax and enjoy it. Let the current take you. You don't want to fight it.
I want to stop you first.
Yeah.
Is this husband and wife?
Interracial marriage.
Look at that. Yeah. Where's the woman and where's the man here?
Well, that's a pretty common sight to see the two different varieties.
Right,
of
look at that.
Yeah, very nice.
You know, I felt so bad when I was in Thailand and I saw these people inside the aquarium ready to be served.
In the restaurant.
Or in the restaurant. Would you feel bad?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But you see, if you go to the market, you see the lobsters and the fish waiting to be served. Even in Domageddon, we have a great seafood restaurant.
Yeah, but I believe the lobsters are part of the pelagic fishes. You know,
yeah.
So look at that big mouth there. I think he's waiting for food to come inside.
Well, I think that's also part of how they need to breathe. They have to pump a lot of water through the gills. They're not moving.
And look at those sharp teeth,
Oh, very
They
sharp.
do have sharp teeth, Look at that,
That?
They can really bite you, And tear your wetsuit apart. Well, I don't want to shoot him this way because he was kind of shy to me. I want to shoot the front part. I want to see your front side.
Turn around.
Yeah, turn around. But you know, he wouldn't do that. He's too shy, you know. But I notice foreign divers, when they see a lionfish, as if they see gold.
Yeah, they get excited. Yes.
They get excited.
Yeah. Well, they're very beautiful.
Yes. We have so much of them here.
Yeah.
You know, it's really amazing that a lot of tourists here who come all the way from Europe, you know, traveling 20 to 30 hours just to enjoy the Philippines.
The Philippines has some of the best diving in the world. It's in what they call the Coral Triangle, and it's got some of the most diversity in the world right here.
Well, the best way to say it, it's the center of marine biodiversity in the world.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true, but that's quoted by Mr. Carpenter, a guy from Cebu.
Yeah.
And according to him, it's based on the satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on the satellite, yeah.
Well, we know that there's a lot of life here, and it's a huge different spectrum of variety. So you go to places like the Caribbean and California, you just don't see the variety you do here.
Well, I wish the Department of Tourism will see the advantage of scuba diving as one of the biggest income earner for tourists. Huh?
Yeah.
Just like in Palau, take out scuba diving, Palau is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Department of Tourism has been pretty active lately. They're very involved in DEMA. They send a huge group of Filipino dive shop owners, resorts over to the United States to the largest dive show in the world, and they work hard to promote the Philippines as one of the top dive destinations.
Yeah, but I still believe, Mike, for you to promote something, you've got to have a lot of passion. You've got to train these people from Department of Tourism to go scuba diving. So if the people in Department of Tourism are listening, are you willing to teach them for free, Mike?
Send me a couple.
Send me a couple.
And you come with, right? We'll teach them together.
Yeah, as long as they're willing to promote Philippine tourism, I think Mike will help you out.
Sure.
Because everything is all about the economy here, huh?
Well, and also as a foreign-owned business, we always work together to help make things more affordable for local people. You can't do it for everybody, but certainly when when it's somebody's interested and unable to afford it on their own, you have to make some concessions.
A while ago, I showed you again some leatherback, and this time, this is the poisonous banded sea snake.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This can really kill you, huh?
In an instant, right?
But I've seen some people trying to hold the tail of that snake.
Yeah.
And they don't bite.
No, they don't bite.
If you hold their tail, huh?
I've seen people handle these snakes regularly. You
Really?
can hold them, they're very timid, they're not aggressive at all. Quite calm, actually. So, and they say the mouth is so small that it'd be very difficult for it to get a purchase on your skin to impregnate you with the venom.
I wish I can film a blue ring octopus. Do you have blue ring octopus here?
We do.
Which are really very poisonous.
They are. We do have some, and the dive site for blue ring octopus is right out here in front of our resort and just a little bit to the south.
Oh, wow, really?
The corner down here is the place that we go looking. And they're there. They're not every dive, but if you're looking for them, you might waste a dive or two, but that's where you'll catch them.
Okay, so don't forget, Mike Beach Resort, and this Darwin is probably the capital of macro photography in the Philippines or in the world.
That could be, yeah.
Before I went to Darwin, I thought it was in our place called Bonito Island for macro photography. Now I believe that Darwin is becoming an in thing for macro photographers. Huh?
Yeah, it
You've
is.
got a lot of small stuff here. Huh?
Yeah, and the people come from all over the world just to see it.
Why is it so, Mike? Is it because you started building artificial reef here and attracting this species to come in?
Well, there are a few artificial reefs in the areas that they are our muck sites, and we had the pier, which now is closed to us, but that was
really bad. Yeah, that was really the best. Yeah.
But anywhere there's kind of a sandy gravel area and debris, it seems, develops into a good muck site, and we're just blessed to have it here. I don't know exactly why it's there, but we're grateful it is.
Okay, so we're back to the leatherback corals again, which we don't have in our place, and together with Nemo and snapperfish, just going around. This place called the Coconut, and look at those fish, huh? And look at those leatherback. Oh, wow, thousands and thousands of leatherback corals here. Oh, the guy you're listening to is the son of Mike, who wants to go scuba diving already. Papa, I want to go scuba diving. I want to get wet. Come on, Papa.
He won't take me diving tomorrow. He said.
Right. Just like my son, he's gonna cry if you don't let him go diving. And there, Mike has to talk to the son. Don't worry, you're gonna go scuba diving. You're gonna get wet someday. And we're ending the dive here in Coconut as one of the highlights of scuba diving in Apo Island. So make sure you get your advanced certification card, or else they'll never give you a tag. And you're gonna miss a lot because you've not seen coconut.
That's the must-do dive of Apple Island.
Right, right. So that's why we did our best to convince the dive masters that we were with advanced people. So let's go to Coconut Dive Site.
And beautiful conditions for it. It makes it much easier when the surface is calm for your entries and exits.
So thank you again, Mike Beach Resort here in Dumaguete. We're doing another dive here in Apo Island with Mike Beach Resort, and with me is the CEO, President, Dive Master, janitor, chef,
Enyaya
of JM here in Dumaguete, and this is the beautiful Apo Island. I think it's really a beautiful island.
It's a gorgeous island. Volcanic, very rugged, beautiful looking.
Correct me if I'm wrong, about 70 hectares, right?
I think 74.
74 hectares, and with 3,000 people living on this island.
1,000.
1,000?
1,000.
I think I should live here then, huh? 1,000 people only, huh?
Yeah.
So maybe property here must be very, very cheap, huh? And
it's a federal area, so it's protected, and there's nothing else is for sale.
Those are the Kogon.
Okay. Grass,
yeah,
yes.
the Kogon grass. That's why they call it the Kogon Dive Site.
That's right.
I had to shoot it to make sure next time you come back, you have to be right in front of the Kogon grass.
Only if you're going to do Kogon.
If you're going to do Kogon.
Yeah.
And if you want to do coconut, you're right in front of the coconut trees.
Yeah.
On the corner dive. Huh?
Yeah.
And with me here is a little boy named JM looking for some cookies. Okay. So instead of cookies, can I give you some nitrogen, JM? Well, JM here is the son of Mike, who's just 3 years old. There you can hear him talk.
Tired.
Oh, he's tired. Okay, so later we'll give you some cookies, JM. And I can see some boat people trying to catch fish. And I hear, Mike, that only the local people on that island are allowed to catch fish.
That's right. The only residents of the island, registered residents, can fish out there.
Okay, and they're not allowed to spearfish, right?
You know what? I've never seen anybody spearfishing. Hook and line, fish traps, and surface nets.
Okay,
So
that's fair enough. So we've started already our dive, and these are the starfish. Abundant starfish here, so much of them. Starfish with the crinoid. If you want to talk, Mike, just talk. And this is the crown of thorns. You know, let's educate you on how to dispose the crown of thorns. You know how to dispose crown of thorns?
Intact. You take it out of the water.
Okay. Because some people, they try to pinch with the needle, and the more they spawn.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to be careful. You think you're doing somebody a great favor, but you're not. And look at this guy, pufferfish.
If you cut it up into pieces, they will grow. Each piece will grow into a new starfish.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yes.
Ah.
So if you cut an arm off, it will grow again.
You know, they say in Australia they have this some sort of injection. They have to inject it for him to die. Hey, look at this. He looks pregnant, this pufferfish. Huh?
Yeah, and there's a cleaner on the other side.
They also say that if you eat this fish, it becomes poisonous. Huh?
There are some that will kill you instantly.
Look at that. That's brain coral and barrel sponges. Oh, that's quite a lot of hard corals here, huh?
Yeah, this is Kogan, huh? There's
Kogan. You're doing it the American way, huh? It's Kogon. Kogon in Filipino language, huh? Okay, so wow, look at that. A crinoid on top of a barrel sponge, huh? And back to the brain corals.
So it looks like just mild current on this dive, huh?
Well, it's an easy dive because we just came from Coconut. We got so tired with the diving because we had to fight a little bit because we had to go back to the boat, and now we just want to do a relaxed dive.
Okay. You went back to the boat on Coconut.
I think we missed one of the buoys. Okay, so anyway, we're still enjoying the diving here, and you can see there's not much current, And right in front of you is the Titan triggerfish. Look at that. Look at the big teeth. Come on, show me your teeth.
And he comes to you today? No.
Yeah. No, I'm waiting for him to challenge me, but he seems to be afraid. You know,
he's relaxed today.
But never do that. If sometimes they're nesting, they're gonna chase you.
They're very aggressive, and they can inflict a lot of damage.
Right,
so they draw blood, they rip flesh. Yeah.
Well, you're threatening me because I don't wear wetsuits, so maybe I should start wearing wetsuits already.
They'll bite right through it.
right. No, they'll bite through my skin because I'm not wearing wetsuits. These are the basslets. Normally, I see basslets are color orange. That's an angelfish, right?
Yeah.
And look at those basslets, with one Moorish idol trying to join the group.
And there's another. I love the Moorish idols, so we have plenty of those.
Normally, the fish would... What were you saying, Jim?
It's a Nemo fish, huh?
Yes, you want to join us, huh? There's no Nemo there, Jim. Okay, Jim here is a little boy. And he's asking his father to give him some cookies, and
he wants
we're trying to educate him just to look at Nemo.
Yeah, he wants to see Nemo also.
Right. That's why Nemo is such an important fish for kids like JM, because they really get amazed when they see.
The amazing thing about Nemo is that it really enlightened a lot of children to the ocean and the different life that's there, and the kids are much more aware of what's going on underneath because of Nemo.
And look at this,
oyster, right?
Yeah, nothing inside it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I had nothing to do, so I just started taping it.
Okay. You didn't eat it though, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was the third dive, so you just finished last.
Right. So, diving is really a lot of fun, because it's only in scuba diving wherein, nobody disturbs your peace of mind. No cell phones, no talking, and it's purely meditating and seeing beautiful things underwater.
That's the whole idea, right? Slow and easy, relaxed. Looks like she's nicely drifting along there, huh? Current's picking up a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I noticed here, no? No wonder, because the jacks are here.
There's the jacks.
So when you have the current, sometimes you get some visitors, and these are pretty big jacks, huh?
Yeah, there's a nice school. There's actually 2 schools of jacks there on Kogan.
Good 2 to 3 kilo jacks, huh?
At least, huh? Yeah. And you notice they always swim in pairs. You see a lot of times the silver one and the black one, which is when they're getting ready for mating.
Look at them, huh? A lot of them, huh?
Yeah.
So the fishermen of Apo Island, maybe they respect the jacks here, huh? You're not sure?
Usually in the restaurants on Apple Island, the specialty of the day is jackfish.
Oh, really, huh? Well, maybe if you catch one, it doesn't really matter so much.
A few, yeah. And they're pelagics, so they're coming and going, I'm sure.
Did you ever have what do you call this? Normally you have the jacks and you have got the barracuda also. Do you have some barracudas here?
We have barracuda, not so many at Apple, but in Darwin.
Darwin?
Mainit. We have 2 big schools of barracuda. One greater barracuda, like a meter plus long, and another school of smaller ones, maybe 18 inches.
James disturbing him because he wants to see a Nemo again.
Where's Nemo, Jam?
Yeah. Oh, that's the pufferfish, Jam. Don't disturb Papa. So, he's getting irritated because he only wants to see Nemo. Yes, Jam. Later, when we see Nemo, we're going to call you. And you're gonna see your friend Nemo.
Who's that diver?
That's your dive master, I guess.
That's JM's uncle.
JM's uncle. Oh, wow. Well, your uncle JM is a very good dive master, and he can really give us a very good briefing. That's why the diving is really a success here.
Looks like current coming in again.
Right. You know, sometimes it stops and go. You know.
Yeah, it always should cut. Well, look at that. Yeah, it pulses. You'll be flying and then slowly and then flying again. That's part of the thrill. You never know quite what it's going to do next.
Well, as a matter of fact, look at that guy there, your dive master. He's just drifting with the current.
Oh, that looks nice and slow. Now you notice the white edges on the coral? Coral bleaching, huh?
Ah, wow. Really?
So due to the warm water, we're starting to see a little bit more of this in the area. Darwin has a significant amount, a few percent, but Apple Island just showing a little bit. So
you know, I like this shot. First time to see leatherback coral on top of brain coral.
Yeah.
Well, this is not the end of the dive yet.
Yeah.
I think we missed the boat, so because it was a drift dive, so we said, okay, let's go again.
Keep going.
And here, we're seeing again my favorite, the leatherback, and also one of my favorite, those table corals. Imagine, if you were to throw an anchor on those table coral,
that's just crumble.
You just feel bad. That's why they charge a lot of sanctuaries here, and they make sure that each and every boat will have to follow all the rules, huh?
Yep, that's very important. No, there's no anchoring in any of the dive areas here. Use mooring buoys only.
You know, that's really good. Would you know a penalty for that, just in case they forget that they had to do it?
Well, in Darwin and Apple, it's quite significant, the penalty.
So we'd like to thank again Mike Beach Resort for hosting our trip to Dumaguete. Thank you very much, Mike.
Okay, thanks for coming.